This is under real number system, and we want to know how to compare and order rational numbers. So if you don't know what a rational number is, this is something over something. What I mean by something, it can be anything, right? This assuming a over b, right? So something on top of what another thing. So this is how the rational number looks like. Is that okay? So that is very simple. This is what we call a rational number. So anything you can see. What I mean by anything is that any number, right? Anything that you can see of this nature is what we call a rational number. So we can name this guy a rational, right? Now we want to compare and order that the type of what a rational number. So how do you do that? Okay, how do you do that? What I mean by order and compare is that we move from the smallest to the largest, or from the largest what down to the smallest. So I will demonstrate that by this simple example here that says that 4 over 7 and what 6 over 7 is that okay. These are pure two rational numbers. As you can see, you have a number on top and then there's another number at the down here. Is that okay? So you need to know the tools that you must use. Is that okay? So the tools that you must use are the important thing, and then second, how to use them. That is exactly what we do on this channel. We help you to understand the tool and how to use it all perfectly. So what are the tools? The first thing you have to pay attention to is that you have to make sure that the numbers that you are dealing with are in what a rational form. What I mean by the rational form is looks like something like this, right? That should be your first step. So of course these guys are already in what a rational members. So what I mean by the members here, it's exactly what you are looking for, a rational numbers. Okay, they look like something like this. That is the step number one. And then the step number two is that you have to make sure that the denominators are the same. Is that okay? And they are not negative, right? So two things you have to look up to, and then the third one will be the final one. So first one, you have to make sure that you rewrite any number being given to you to be a rational form like this, so you know how to convert. If you haven't watched that video, you may consider watching that video at the beginning, how to rewrite any form or the families of what rational numbers. So perfect, that's the first step. You have to make sure that the number is in rational form, and then second, you have to make sure that the denominator, this is what I mean by the denominator, the number at the down, right? The number at the down here. So here you consider there are seven, right? You have to make sure that the two numbers, the denominators of all the numbers that you are comparing are what the same. Okay, exactly, perfect. That is what we are having here. And then the third one is that since the denominators are the same, we just have to check the numerators, right? I mean the top one, the top numbers. Exactly. We know how to compare this, right? Of course, this 4 is the smallest one, and the 6 is what the biggest one, right? Or the largest number. Okay. Therefore, we can say that this guy is smaller than this guy, right? So if you want to arrange this in ascending order, what I mean by the ascending order is that from the smallest to the biggest. So exactly how it has been what arranged. So this is the smallest one, this is the biggest, and the other way around is what descending order, whereby this one is the bigger one, then this is the smaller one. So that's the trick. You need to understand how to use the tools for you to be able to tackle any problems. So that's the first one. So let's check the second one. Here we are having minus 2 over 3 comma what 1 over 3. Is that okay? Of course, the two guys are already in rational form. That's the step number one. Is that okay? And then step number two, you have to make sure that the denominators are the same. That's exactly what you are having here. So the denominators are 3, 3. And then you just need to compare the top one, right? The numerators, you just need to compare that. So which one is the smaller, which one is the bigger? Of course, minus 2 is smaller than 1. So of course, this guy is smaller than this guy. Is that okay? Very, very perfect. Now let's look at the third one. So in a situation whereby the denominators are not the same, what do you do? Is that okay? The law says that you have to make sure that the denominators are the same, right? The denominators have to be what? The same. So here we are having 1 over 2 comma what 2 over 3. Then the first step is that you have to make sure that the numbers that you are dealing with are rational. What I mean by the rational, of course these guys are rational numbers, right? That is the name for what these guys. So something on top of the other one. So perfect, that's the step number one. Step number two, the denominators, are they the same? No, they are not the same. So how do you solve this? You have to make sure that the denominators are the same before you can compare the top one to determine which one is the smaller or which one is the younger one. Is that okay? So what do you do? So this type of question, you have to make sure that you find the what? LCM. That's the least common multiple, right? You have to find the LCM among all the denominators depending on the type of numbers that you are dealing with. So if there are 4 digits or maybe 4 members, you have to make sure you find the LCM of all, right? So here in this case you are dealing with just 2, so the LCM of the 2 will give us 6, right? So after the LCM, just go according to the way you add or you subtract fraction. Is that okay? When you get the LCM, what do you do with that? So that will be the LCM, which is 6 here. So 6 will go into the denominator here, 3, and then 3 times 1 will give me 3. Is that okay? So the answer for the first one will give me 3 over 6, right? The same applies to the second one. So the LCM is 6. You can see that with the red pen here. So 6, 3 will go into this 6, how many times? 2, and then 2 times multiplied by the top one, right? So I believe there's a mistake here. Can you see that? So here is supposed to be what? 4, because 3 will go here into 2, and then 2 multiplied by the top one, that will give me 4 exactly. Is that okay? So that is how you do this type of what, or you solve this type of question. So since the denominators are the same, now you can compare what the top one. So you determine which fraction will be the smaller, which one will be the largest one. So as you can see, the first one is smaller than the second one. So in ascending order, so this guy 3 is smaller than 6. Therefore, the first fraction, that is 1 over 2, will be smaller than what the second one. The other way around is what, the descending order. Is that okay? So that is how you solve this type of problem. So let's try and do this. Try your answer on this thing, and then give us your answer in the comment section below. We are ready to help you wherever you are. So this is what you're having. You're having 0.2 and then 1/3 as well as 4. They say you should order this, right? Arrange it in ascending order. Let's ascend or descending order. So how do you do this? Remember the law, you have to obey the law. The law says that you have to make sure that you write all your fraction in something like this, right? This is what we know by what, a rational. Is that okay? So first of all, you need to convert this one to something like this, and then this one is already in its state. And what about the third one? The same thing. When you have done, you check whether the denominators are the same. If the denominators are not the same, of course the denominator has to be positive, not a negative. Is that okay? So you have to make sure that the denominators are the same. If they are not the same, then you find the LCM and then you do as we did over here. Is that okay? That is very simple. So first of all, you need to convert this one to a rational. This is what we call a rational. So how do you convert this? That is the main problem. If you have an issue, just comment down below, then we are ready to assist you. Thanks for watching.